Welcome to our video that looks at agreements and how they're structured. First thing we'll do is log into HEContracts. So you'll enter your username, your password, and then press login. So working from our favourites, which we've explained in a previous video, if you haven't seen the overview of the HEContract system, I would recommend looking at that video before you look at these future ones. Okay, the first agreement we're going to have a look at is test agreement number 2. So we go into our favourites here and we can either click on the name or we can click on the show button over here. So this is one of our test agreements, which just has some Latin text in there, but it gives you the structure of the agreement and exactly how it works. If we look right at the top, you've got the first button, which was remove from favourites. I have this in my favourites at the moment, but if I wanted to take it out and put something else in, just press that button and it will take it off that home screen. So working our way down, we've got the agreement name showing here, the agreement ID number, and then the status showing over here. So this one shows us live, so that it's available to purchase from. The other statuses you'll see in the system are either suspended, where there's been a problem with the agreement and the buyer has suspended it temporarily, or it'll say ended if it's come to the end of its life. Working down to the next line, we have purchasing category. So this one's in ICT and telecoms, and as you can see, that's a link. If we click on that, it will take us through to the category page where we can see all the other ICT and telecoms contracts that are available to you in the system. We'll go back to that previous page just by using the back button on your browser. Following on from that, we've got the CPV code, the start, end, and potential extension dates of the agreement. And then underneath there, we've got the scope of the agreement. This is really concise information just to tell you exactly what the agreement covers. Underneath, the buyer can let you know about any key notes about this agreement. And there's also a how to buy button. And when you click on that, it gives you more description on exactly how you should buy from this agreement. You close that by pressing the close button here. Next to that will be the request for quote button. Now this isn't always available. The buyer will switch on and off whether a particular agreement is suitable to have RFQs. So this one is, it's green, and when you click on that, it'll take you into the RFQ process. We've got a separate video about that that explains exactly how that works. Underneath there, you've got the snapshot report. If you click on that, this gives you a summary about the agreement. Now all browsers are different. I'm using Chrome for this particular video, and in Chrome it shows you the document you downloaded in this bottom corner down here. But in Internet Explorer or in Firefox, this would probably show in a different place. So here is our PDF that it's downloaded for us, and as you can see, just like on the screen, it gives you a PDF in a designed format that lists all the different parts that are on the screen, ready for you to either print, or you can actually save that as a PDF on your machine. To close that, we just go up to the tab and close that off. Okay, continuing to move down the screen, you've got your agreement query contact. So this gives the name, the telephone number, and an email address of the buyer that's looking after this particular agreement. Now this is actually a link, so when you click on the email, it will open up your own email browser on your computer and allow you to send them an email straight away. Over here, it shows who the managing consortium is. So this one is just done as system control because it's one of our test agreements. But if you click on that, it will give you the details of the consortium, their address, and other agreements that they've got that are available to you. Now we're going to move down to the two tabs at the bottom. Now this agreement has no lots on it. And when there are no lots, that it's just a straightforward agreement, it will display the contacts that are available for you to buy from. Just like before, we've got the show button that allows you to show 10, 25, 50 or 100 entries. So in this case, it would be all the contacts that are available. But on this particular test agreement, we've just got 3 entries. Now each of these headers can be sorted on. So if you wanted to sort by the surname of the supplier, you can do that just by clicking there. Or if to put it in A to Z of the supplier name, you can just click over there. As we've got here, we've got the first name and the surname of the supplier's contact, what their job title is, and there could be a responsibility in there as well. Responsibilities are there just to help you define if they're the right person for you to speak to. So it might be talking about technical support, customer support, or it could be a regional sales contact, so a sales contact for the Southeast maybe. Then you've got their telephone number and an email address, and once again that's a link that when you click on that, it'll open up an email in your browser. The show button across here will just give you some further details. Sometimes if the contact is based at home or as a regional rep, they'll have their address and other details in here for you. We can use the back button up here to go back to that previous page. Okay, the next tab to have a look at is updates. So over here, it will list any updates that we've not yet read. So this may be updates such as a document's been added, a document's been moved, a new supplier has been added, or a new subscriber has been put onto the agreement. If you've not read these, you'll see a button here that says to you to mark it as read. It's always useful to mark any of these updates as you read them, just so that you really can be flagged up when there is an update that's outstanding. Okay, so that's a very basic agreement that has no lots on it. What we'll do now is we'll go back to the home page again and go into our favourites, and we'll look at an agreement that has got some lots on it. So this time we'll have a look at audiovisual, which is a live agreement. So you can see you've got all exactly the same details at the top, but this one is not available for RFQs. So you can see here it's letting you know it's orange and that RFQs are not allowed on this agreement. Now, when we scroll down on this one, you can see that we've now got lots. So instead of having the contacts tab, we've got the lots tab. This lets us know the lots that are available on this agreement, and we can click into those, and as soon as we do, we can see the contacts are available for us to buy from. I'm going to go back using the back button so we can just have a look at the other tabs that are now showing. So on this one you can see we've also got a documents tab showing, and this is because the buyer has added documents to help you look at how to use the agreement. If we go into that tab, you can see that there are two folders there, the Buyer's Guide folder and the Contract folder, that each contain this one with one document and this one's got two documents at the moment. Again, you can sort all the headers by clicking on whichever the header you want to sort it by, and to open that document, you can just click on the button and it will open that up as a PDF. You've also got download all documents. So this means if you want to just bring down all the documents that are available and save them to your computer, you can click on download all documents, and on Chrome it shows that as a zip file at the bottom of the screen here, but exactly like I was saying before on Internet Explorer and Firefox maybe, they'll show in a different way, but this is just downloading to your machine. When you click on that, it opens up the zip file and it's got all those documents that are on that agreement for you. Now if we look at this Updates tab, you'll see here that they're asking you to acknowledge that you've read these agreements. So these are all unread notes on this agreement. So once you've had a chance to have a look at them and decided they're important to you or not, you can then mark them as read. So you can either do this individually by clicking on each of these grey buttons, or if you've seen them all, you can mark all as read by clicking on there. That's now updated, and when we go into that, you can see the updates number has gone, and in there it's now showing all of them as being read. So when we go back to the home page on the AV, you'll see that the orange button has now disappeared because you're up to date with all of the updates that have been made. There's one more thing I'd like to show you on the test agreements. We'll go into this one here, test agreement number 1, and you can see over here on the top right that the status is now showing as suspended on this agreement. So the buyer has found a problem with this particular agreement, they've suspended business on it, and they'll add a note in that's got suspended details. So this will explain why they've suspended it and hopefully an idea of when it'll be live again. What you'll see at the bottom of the screen, all of the contact information, the lots and any documents have also been suspended until this is sorted out. But you have still got the agreement query contact available, so you can get in touch and send them an email maybe if you've got a particular query. Okay, that concludes our video looking at agreements. There are plenty more videos on our channel if you'd like to look at those and see some more in-depth bits of the HE contract system.